Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today we're going to do a video that is a follow-up to the Where Do I Find Parts video from a couple weeks ago. That video was all about where do I find OEM Honda parts. So I told you about Partzilla and Honda Parts House, Babbitt's, Rocky Mountain ATV, and a couple other things, but that video was geared around OEM Honda parts and how to tell what's compatible and interchangeable with what other things. So if you're looking on eBay and whatnot for parts, you can open up your searches and make that helpful. But sometimes the products aren't available. If you want, new old stock OEM 250R fenders, you're not going to find them on those types of websites. Maybe on eBay, maybe on Marketplace, but sometimes there's no other option but to go aftermarket. So this video is all about all about the aftermarket places that I go to when there's no other option or when that's what I want to do. So I'm back on my son's computer today, so we are going to start recording, and I have gone ahead and opened up a bunch of websites to look at. So first thing we're going to talk about is 223 Cycles. This is the website that is put up by my very good friend Curdy Eldridge. And let me do a disclaimer. Some of the sites that I'm going to tell you about and the sellers that I'm going to tell you about, sometimes they have sent me free stuff. Curdy has hooked me up and sent me things that I didn't ask for, or I ordered things and I didn't get a bill because he knows I talk about them in my videos. So this is one of those instances where I guess you could say I'm somewhat sponsored by Curdy. He's just a great friend doing great things, and there's other people doing it, doing carb restorations. There's not people selling all the things he sells that I know about, but this is one instance where I'm kind of sponsored, but there's other people that have never given me a free thing. They just make great products and they provide a great service. So I'm only going to talk about products and services and service providers that I can stand behind, that I want to put my name behind. So know that going into this video, that regardless of whether or not somebody has given me something in the past, I think these are great sellers with great products. Okay. Disclaimer over. So this is Curdy's website. There's a lot of options here. So when do you go to Curdy? When your carburetor needs to be rebuilt. If you want to build it yourself, you can get a rebuild kit from him. He sells the Keister rebuild kits, and I like them. I've used the Shindy kits in the past, and I've seen where sometimes kits don't have everything you need, but these Keister kits that Curdy sells are great. And you can get individual jets. You can get tools from Curdy. Let's click this. If you hear me talk about a JIS screwdriver, you can get screwdriver kits from Curdy. He's got an easy air fuel screw tool, filters, tubing. You can get these to put in your gas to make your exhaust smell a certain way. I know my buddy Slick over at, West Michigan Motorsports, his YouTube channel, he's done those in the past. Now when I make the screen full screen, I can't click back, so we're gonna show you my screen as I see it. You can shop by model. Let's say you've got a 200M that you want to bring in the shop and you want some fork boots for it. You can get that from Curdy. He sells levers. He's got a lot here. I know my big Bubba is going to need some fork boots. So I think he's got them in here somewhere. So I can get fork boots for my big Bubba. I can get flex bars, bearing kits. You can get a new shifter. Now, some of this stuff is OEM, some of it's not. Probably most of it's not. You can get a rebuild kit, engine parts. These are clutch cover adjustments, clutch adjustment screw covers. I think these are coming from my buddy Greg Jr. at Junior Trike Sports. We're going to talk about him in a minute, but what you need to know is 223cycles.net is a great website to surf around. You know for sure you can get carburetor-oriented parts, tools, but also other parts for these machines. Real quick before we click off here, lots of goodies. Again, my good buddy Curdy Eldridge down in Tennessee. You can send him your carburetor and he'll restore it, but he's a busy guy. This is a side gig, and that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Many of the people I'm going to talk about, this is their side gig. So they have a full-time job. This is not what Curdy does full-time. So if you are expecting the service, the go to Amazon sort of mentality, and you click it and you're expecting it to ship that day, you might not get that here. You might get it, but you're dealing with a guy who is passionate about the same things we're passionate about and is trying to do this on the side to help out the Honda and three-wheeler community. So when you're buying from these people, in many cases, show them some grace. They might not be able to ship something until the weekend or the following day or two. So just know that. Okay, moving on. The next seller I'm going to tell you about, Mr. Bruce Allman, Blue Line Graphics, but the website is bluelinedecals.com. So if you type in Blue Line Decals, Blue Line Graphics, you're probably going to find them. But let's look at his website. So he's got not just decals, but he's got posters and banners and other signs, plastic numbers, very cool things. So naturally, I'm always going to the Honda section here. He's got them all laid out by model or genre. Got warning labels, fork decals. He's got stuff for the Pilots and the Odysseys. Now, just because it's listed here doesn't mean he's got everything for it. So in this case, he's got the frame stickers. So, he's working to have everything for everything. But again, he's just one guy. This is what Bruce does full time. So thankfully, he's there for us. But let's look at ATC 200, 80, where am I at? Oh, I should be in the big red category. Back to Honda, big red. I was able to help Bruce get these decals put together. So this is the, if you've got an 85 200 ES big red, you can get your decals for it here. Is the 84 200E here? I don't see it. This is just the regular 200 ES, but I'm going to send Bruce my tank, and that'll be available if you happen to have a 84 200E. But Bruce has great prices. A lot of these, if it's not custom, he's got them pre-printed in many cases and ready to ship. So 88 big red. You watched that video where I brought him my 88 big red tank, so he copied these decals right from an original tank. So very, very cool to have Bruce there for us, and he's always adding to it. So when we went to Binky's a couple months ago, he's there with his wonderful wife Alyssa. Behind every great guy is a great woman, and for Bruce, that's Alyssa, and she's wonderful. But he's there taking pictures and sketching things out and measuring. He's there to enjoy himself, but he's there working for us too. So just thank you, Bruce, for that. Thank you, Curdy. What's the next website I've got pulled up here? Vintage Motorsports. VintageMotorsports.net. So if you didn't know the .net, sometimes I've clicked around looking for Mike Pomgren's website and know that it's VintageMotorsports.net. So I can't speak highly enough about Mike. He does restorations, and that's what he's focused on, and he does the best job. I think it's pretty safe to say there's nobody out there that's doing restorations better than Mike. Just the level of detail and devotion and pride he puts in his work is second to none. Now, the website sometimes can be tricky to click around, so he's got access to a lot of new old stock stuff. So like, look at this. You can tell some of this is new old stock when he's got the packaging right in the background. Sometimes you got to get a hold of him and see what he has, what he doesn't have. There's my buddy TJ Smith. I was asking how to send people to him, and he just gave me the answer, so that will come. What else do we have? Parts, body. So not only does he sell new old stock stuff. I need to find an example of what I'm about to tell you. He has parts made. You know what? Let's do this. Bear with me. Let's go to eBay, because that might be one of the best ways to see what he has. Let's search for 350X front brake line. Mike makes wonderful reproduction 350X brake lines that look just like new. Now, where is it? See, you might have a hard time finding it if you didn't know what you were looking for. And these are not it. So let's search. Let's add reproduction. Whoa, nope. I don't want to add a vehicle. Reproduction. I have him saved in my eBay, but I'm not logged into my eBay. Where are you, Mike? Whoa, what did I click? Let's search for ATC 350X Honda emblem. Oops, triple tree. Right here. Okay. VMS US 90. Vintage Motorsports US 90. This is Mike. So save this seller to your eBay. Now look, he's had these remade. You know, these always, the fake chrome that's on these is always peeling off. He has these rubber pieces, these plastic rubber pieces on the 86 350X remade and 86 200X, 87 I would imagine too. These rubber blocks that are always missing. These straps. Here's ATC 250R rear brake hoses, and this is to factory spec. Handlebars, the same bends that you need. All these rubber components. 250R coolant jugs. He has gone to great lengths so we can have access to this stuff. Front axle collars for ATC 90s, and I think these would probably work on 110s too. These are his US 90. He prints, molds little inserts to give you the look of a balloon tire when you don't have balloon tires. T-shirts, fenders. No, this is for the seat cover, but he does sell the fenders too. I've got a set on my blue US 90 that I redid 2 summers ago. And here's some new old stock stuff. Just a ton of stuff here. And he's a fantastic guy. I've been tearing down my 85 250R motor, and Mike has been a great sounding board. Now, that doesn't mean reach out to Mike with all your questions. You got to have a friendship there. So if you don't have that, don't do this. But Mike is very helpful. And to look at all the things, you know, page 5. Stuff all over. Now, this is his eBay store. Now, we all know eBay has a way of, you know, getting their cut. So if you find something on here and you reach out to Mike, he might be able to do a little bit better for you. Especially if you buy bunch of stuff. Make sure you buy a bunch of stuff from all the people I'm going to tell you about. So that's Mike Pomgren, vintagemotorsports.net, or eBay stores, Vintage Motorsports Restorations. Follow Mike, follow Curdy, follow all these guys on Instagram. My Instagram is this old trike, this_old_trike. And they're some of the people I follow. So if you are having trouble finding them, you can find them through me. If you ever want to message me, you can message me through Instagram or on Facebook. I have a page or something on Facebook that I don't go to often. Find my personal account if you want to message me, and message me there. I'll do my best to get back to you. Okay, so Mike Pomgren, outstanding. Let me tell you about this guy, Powersports Surplus LLC. This is my very good friend, Vinny Staffa. Vinny Staffa is the guy who started Honda Hoarders. And if you want hoodies, my camera's following my face, but if you want hats and hoodies with Honda Hoarder stuff on it, we have an order going on right now for 2 more weeks. We're taking the orders in. We're having everything made. Go to the Honda Hoarders Facebook page. And if you're not already a member, join. And you got to answer all the questions or my buddy Ryan's not going to let you in. But once you get in, pinned to the top of the feed, you'll find our group order. And all those go through me. So you'll be dealing with me, but you got to go through there. Show me you want it by going through there. Don't message me here and tell me you want stuff, because that's not going to get you anywhere. But my buddy Vinny has set up this website, Powersports Surplus. Lots of things here. Let's look at the featured products. So he's got heel guards for 250SX, 250ES, 350X, 200X. He's got swing arm skid plates from ATD ATC. We're going to be talking more about them. A lot of the Brad Rye custom Big Red things are marketed here. If you don't know who Brad Rye is, he's done outstanding custom work on Big Reds and lifted Big Reds. Mike's ATV Fix replacement CDIs for 250ES, SX, 350X. I guess we're viewing all products now. Brad Rye extensions for 350X forks. Vinny is a dealer for Meyer Plastics. Jesse Meyer USA. We're going to be talking more about him. Here's some more ATD ATC products. Brad Rye foot peg extensions for Big Red. Grab bars from ATD ATC. Vinny is a dealer for the GPX motors. Lots of things here. So I'm not going to try to cover everything, but just a smattering. Get chain guards, case savers. Those are Brad Rye's. Here's more Meyer stuff. Replacement lenses of different colors for your Big Reds. Replacement 3D printed dash. There's the guy making those. I'll tell you about who he is. Stickers. So, Powersports Surplus LLC.com. Apparently all these short website names were taken, so he had to go with an extremely long one. I'm surprised to see he's even got the website up here, because he's been pretty heavy into cats. It wouldn't be surprising if all of a sudden you'll see, like cat paraphernalia on here, catnip, treats, some of those cat towers. He definitely loves his cats. Okay. What is next? ATD ATC. Okay, so this is through Facebook. Something went wrong. Okay, something is still wrong. What we're going to do, we're just going to close that. We're going to go over here. All right, we're going to talk about all my Facebook people. We're going to come back to ATD ATC. This is TJ Smith and one of his little daughters. Okay, we're not going to show all his kids. Contact TJ Smith if you want a stretch to your ATC 70 frame where you cut the neck and you stretch out the frame that way. He also makes the Smith Pro axle extensions. If you're going to do some short track mini bike racing, you stretch out that right side of your axle so you can go and do left-hand circles really fast. And TJ goes really fast. He's super fast. So there's why I messaged him. And he says, yeah, send it that way. TJ Smith at Smith Pro. I'm putting a stretch of his in Bennett's ATC 70. So you'll be seeing me do that very soon. ATD ATC. This is my buddy Craig Burton's site, so where he's selling things. Shop. So he's got, these are the aluminum spacers that are on a 350X for the motor mounts that they always like break apart. I don't know what they used on them when they made them, but they fall apart. Okay, that's not what I thought we were doing. We can go here now. Here's 200X gas tank mounts, first gen 200X. Spacers for your 250R, 350X, 200X for your front axle. And here's the front axles. Those are beautiful. 250R, 350X, 200X front hub spacers. Isn't that what we just talked about? What he doesn't have here, he sells, I know he sells second gen 200X skid plates. And he's got grab bars for like everything. Where's all the grab bars? Look at all the grab bars. ATC 70 grab bars. ATC 70 six-pack rack style grab bars with wheelie bar option. Those were a new thing he's just come out with. So if you don't like the desert style, the wide style, he's got the narrow style. A lot of good stuff. And he and his wife, Chelsea, are great people. They were down here last summer for our three-wheeler event, and it was awesome. Oh, look at these. These are 250R forward fender catches. To replace those always break off or disappear somehow. Okay. Who else do we have to talk about? Phil Grandmont is the guy that's doing all the 3D printing of the, he does dashes for 250ES, 250SX. He's 3D printed fender trims for Big Reds, tail light, he does have the lenses, but they're not 3D printed, but the white pieces that go in back, he's got those. Find him on a lot of those three-wheeler related groups on Facebook, Phil Grandmont. Search him in those groups and you'll find where he's selling that stuff. Scott Talbert is the guy that does the stump guards. So let's go to Honda Hoarders. And let's search in here for Scott Talbert. Oops, I didn't tape it all the way. Here it is. Look at all these. Look at these beautiful things. So he makes these for 250ES and 250SX. They're just a great looking addition. And he also has the bark busters, like the hand guards, the wire style that go from one side to the other. And they're very reasonably priced. I think he sells them painted and raw, so you can paint them however you want to. Phil Grandmont. Is he listing anything here? Yeah. So here's his taillights. I think these are lenses that he has made. I think they're molded, but he prints the back of all these because you can't buy those anymore. Mud flaps. These are 3D printed. There's a white dash. 250SX dash. So obviously, you know, you zoom in, You can tell it's 3D printed, but if you don't have one, it's better than not having one, right? Look at Vinny. That's Vinny doing a wheelie on a 3-wheeler that I bought. What one was that? Isn't that funny, the things you find on the internet? Oh, that's my 86 200S. I bought that from a guy in Connecticut, and Vinny took possession of it for me until I could get it back. And this is what you can count on with your great friends. Visit Powersports Surplus LLC.com and buy all sorts of stuff from Vinny. Okay. That's funny, isn't it? Brian, Bryan, it looks like Mulligan, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Malusian. These are swing arm pivot bushings. These replace the actual bearings. Where? There's another one. So this one doesn't have the inserts. These have inserts. He sells them both ways. So you can message him directly, Brian Malusian, and get those. Since we are in the Facebook right now, let's look for TJ Smith. That's one of his rigs. We probably won't have to look too far to get to. Look at this guy. Who does this? Porter. Trike Fest is coming up in June. If you guys don't know. There's TJ Smith right there. There's TJ. TJ and Davis Young and Vinny is trying to get Brad Rye out of this mud. The quality is horrible, and I apologize. I'm trying to remember who this is. We were really stuck. But that's Brad Rye's lifted 350D Big Red, which is now a 500. He calls it the Dicker. But okay, I'm getting in the weeds, guys. We're got to stay focused. TJ Smith. Let's search for Smith Pro, because that'll probably get us there. Here we go. This is a post from Dustin Bartley, but it shows the axle here. That's his extension, so that threads right on and locks to your stock axle to give you an extension. This is TJ's ride. That's a 101. I think he's got a 190 in that now, but that's got the extension. Lots of good stuff on this machine here. TJ Smith is a great guy. Has been known to steal a cheeseburger from time to time. Look at that one-handed wheelie. Anyway, I remember when he had that. I don't think he has that anymore. Look at that. Look at that guy. Okay. We're getting in the weeds. What else did I have to tell you? I think I told you everything I need to. So we're going to get off that. ATD ATC. We talked about that. ATC Addiction. So this is a seller on eBay. I know the gentleman's name, but I don't know that he likes it given out, so I won't do that. But if you find ATC Addiction on eBay, you will see he now has the molds, or has these made, front brake, rotor, and caliper guards for 350X, 250R. I'm assuming they fit on 200X. He's now recently brought back the short course shrouds for Honda short track kits, those gas tanks. So they weren't being made any longer. So if you are fortunate enough to have one of those tanks, you can get different color shrouds. He sells the number plates. You can get decals from him. All the things. I've never bought anything from him or received anything from him, but I think he is a great guy for doing this, filling a need. Let's get Takati airbox lids, because I know those were hard to get at one point. There's one. Great thing he's doing, bringing that back. So ATC Addiction. Let me talk about my friend Greg Jr., JR Trike Sports. So he's always coming up with something. These are 250R motor mounts. Front caliper, this is a new product for him. 85 and 86 250R front caliper mount bracket. These get broken, these go missing, and those will prevent you from putting a caliper on the front of your 250R. So he's got those. He's got gusset kits, motor mount bolts. He is a spec bolt distributor. He has these clutch adjustment covers made. Got a couple of those on a couple of my machines. 3D printed ATC 70 tool holder for the back of your frame. The inspection plugs that go missing. Oil cooler adapter plate. Grommets. Foot peg replacements for your 350X if you ever shear one of those off. Somebody's driving by the house. I don't know who it is. 200X brake lever repair, because those get sloppy. He's got these rubbers too. They're sold out though. ATC 70 parts. He sells the big bore kits for Big Red 250 ESs and 250 SXs. Exhaust kits for those. Header pipes for those. And 200X third gears, because those are known for going out. Yeah, so go visit Greg for any of those sorts of things. You'll be glad you did. I forget what I was looking for here. Oh, the pivot bushings. I was looking for Brian Malusian's website if he had one. Here we have Spanglers ATC 70 website. So Gordon Spangler has been the go-to guy for ATC 70 parts and products for a long time. There's a lot here, so I can't take you through the whole thing. But body and frame accessories, you can get fenders, seats, bubble tanks, all these things. If you're buying from Gordon, you're buying in America. Some of these things have been copied by overseas people, so you get what you pay for with that. These zipper tires have made a comeback. They weren't available for a long time, but it's nice to see that they're back. So Gordon Spangler, Honda ATC 70.com. You can get a lot of good things here. Recoils. Okay. Cascade ATV seats. So I think probably the most notable thing that you'll recognize these guys for are their Banshee seats. These 3-style, multicolor. That's probably Cascade seats, and I'm forgetting the gentleman's name. Does he say? Did I miss it? Did I go by too fast? I forget the gentleman's name. Kevin Geary. Yep. Great guy. Very, very great guy. I know Vinny on one of his ATC 70s has a custom seat. And they'll customize it. They'll make whatever you want. Trying to navigate the website. But I don't think it's off-the-shelf stuff in many cases. It's usually custom, but sky's the limit with them. Do they have any pictures? Instagram, you're going to take me to Instagram now. Just to give you ideas of what they have. So this is their Instagram account. You can get some American Pride going on. But they'll they've got these templates. You say what colors you want where, and they'll do it. Here's a little pink 70. No, I don't want to get into Instagram right now. Go. No. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Kevin Geary at Cascade ATVseats.com. Meyer Fenders. Jesse Meyer. Meyer. It's not Mayer, it's Meyer. Please say it right. Yeah, you wouldn't want your name said wrong. So you can get these from Meyer USA's website. You can get them from Amazon. You can get it from eBay. You can get it from Powersports Surplus. Do what's best for you. But I wanted to go have the Amazon website set up because you can type in Meyer 350X fenders, or you can talk about or look for 350X air filter. If you want a new uni air filter, you can get that here. There was a website, I saved a screenshot. There's an OEM filter that fits. So you can get that OEM look if you're doing a 350X, just know that. But if I need a battery, like I just bought a battery for a 300EX four-wheeler. I'm going to be putting that in probably after I make this video. And I can't remember if I got that from eBay or Amazon. I'm doing a battery from eBay or Amazon. I'm doing a carb rebuild kit from Curdy. And Honda oil from Amazon. So Amazon, you can get your cables, you can get filters, you can get your batteries, you can get a lot of stuff right from Amazon, and sometimes Honda parts. So don't overlook Amazon, but also don't rely on Amazon all the time because there's a lot of the good stuff elsewhere. Let me talk about Travis at DNA Restorations. He's got some cool product offerings that I don't think you can get anywhere else. Obviously the Serwa tires. He teamed up with Matt Serwa to bring out a 250R ATC 250R reproduction tire. The last place you were able to get that from, Aftermarket, was unreliable, and quality was fine from that other guy, but you had to hope that you would get your products, and sometimes a long time would go on, but getting them now from Travis is reliable and consistent, and an improvement. He's brought out the second gen 250R tank shrouds are now available. Axle clips, some of this stuff that wears out and disappears, you can now get through him. He is a seller of the mufflers that I talk about. This guy I've put his eBay account on my channel before, but you can get those mufflers, 250SX and 250ES from Travis. Travis is a Caswell tank liner distributor. Looks like he's got the dashes 3D printed, but I think those are all coming from Phil in Canada. I don't know for a fact, but are we loading more? What's going on here? I don't know what happened. Apparently that's all I can see, but there's more. Check it out when you get a chance. Definitely for tires and some of those parts you can only get from Travis. Okay, moving on. Wicked Metal Designs, WMD. They make a variety of foot pegs. So these are wider and longer. My buddy PJ Hart reminded me to mention Wicked Metal Designs. Maybe my internet is just slow right now. The kids might be on their electronics. But a lot of cool products like that. I think they sell front sprocket covers for 250Rs. You know what I'm talking about down in here? Oh, you know who this is? Dwight Jekyll, right there. Number 35. He's from Northern New York. Ripping it. So I was looking for the stump guards, but Cosmic Quads. So if you, I wish it would stop doing that. If you want your 350X, 250R, whatever OEM seat cover replaced and done to look, you know, as good as new, if not better than new, send it to Tammy at Cosmic Quads. Am I still logged in? Yes, I am. Cosmic Quads. She does a terrific job. Look at some of these photos. So that's, you know, your 87 250R inspired seat cover. We all know they don't exist though, so this is where you got to go to get a look-alike. So, lots of stuff. We got here BVC Trikes. So this is Bill at BVC. He's a New York guy that has moved out west and escaped the heavy tax burden of living in New York. If you don't know, you're probably better off, but he sells a lot of cool things. So he does a lot of conversions, dirt bike conversions to 3 wheels. So he's developed these parts in that endeavor. So he's got foot pegs, he's got swing arms, steering stems, he's got axles, sprocket guard. This is just one of his websites, BVC Trikes. So you can get your conversion kits here. They are not for the faint of heart. You have to have a big piggy bank to do this. But as far as, you know, off the shelf, you know, add to cart sort of, you know, conversions, BVC's about the only place you're going to be able to do that. There are guys out there that will convert 3-wheelers for you, but sometimes it's only if you are going to race them. You got to know these people personally. So BVC, you can buy a kit as a Joe Blow off the street and convert it. I think that's it. Let me look at my list here. I did make a list. It does look like I got everything. But yeah, so this is designed to complement the video where I helped you figure out what OEM parts are interchangeable and where to get those and get free shipping and things like that. So this video complements that. You know, right now I'm doing I was tearing down the motor for my 250R. I'm putting OEM bearings into that, Honda bearings, because those are still available. But I'm also putting a JR Trike Sports bolt kit in that. It's got an ATD ATC grab bar on the back. It's got decals from Blue Line Graphics. The ATC 70 that I'm building with Bennett is got Smith Pro frame stretch in it. It'll have Blue Line decals on it. It's got a seat and a motor and a tank from eBay. These are people I use, and you know, I'm endorsing them because they make great stuff. And you might not know they exist, but if you watch this video, you do now. If I think of anybody else, or if I got anything wrong and I need to straighten it out, I'll do that when I edit. But that's it for me today. I just want to put this out there as a compliment to that other video. I thank you so much for watching. I've got some cool stuff coming up my sleeve. Make sure you like and subscribe. All the things all the YouTubers say, and I think that's it for me. Have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.